Welcome back. The city of Sarasota will be closing a busy road to try to revamp a wastewater lift station, a project that has had a number of expensive issues over the last decade.
Several people who live in the area are expressing concerns as a new engineering firm now steps in with a plan molded by past mistakes. Here with more on these road closures and plans, ABC 7's Adam Cellini. Adam?
Scott and Haley, thank you. I'm standing on the north end of the Osprey Bridge, and as you can see, this sign and several others along Osprey Avenue went up today warning drivers to avoid this bridge starting August 1st and lasting possibly for the next year. It'll be the city's second crack at the infamous Lift Station 87 project. Steve Phillips is looking forward to a year of quiet nights on the north end of the Osprey Bridge after crews close it next month.
It's going to reduce the traffic for us, but of course that traffic's going to be pushed over on some other people just to the west on Orange.
Many expect Orange Avenue to take the brunt of the closure traffic, but Janet Cameron worries her home on Alta Vista Street will become part of that route.
It happens to be the first street, through street from Orange to Osprey, south of downtown, and it's going to become a thoroughfare.
The closure is so crews can micro-tunnel a pipe from Lift Station 7 under the Hudson Bayou to the future site of Lift Station 87, a process engineers miscalculated 5 years earlier, costing the city millions.
We're sure we can do that now with the redesign at the lower elevation and some more stringent construction techniques we've incorporated in our plans.
Robert Garland's engineering firm took over the project in 2014 and broke it up into 4 phases with a different contractor in each phase.
That's what failed previously. And the city, once again, rightly so, to protect the taxpayers' investment, decide, let's make this happen, prove that we can do it before we spend the money on the rest of the infrastructure, the Lift Station 87 building.
Next, crews will build a 40-foot lift station in Lukewood Park before tearing down the old Lift Station 7. But eventually, Janet Cameron will face another inconvenience, a curb-to-curb excavation of Alta Vista Street to replace the pipes underneath. The project could last through 2020.
That's 4 years. That's going to have a lot of effect on the quality of life and the property value of these houses.
Total project costs are estimated at $27 million currently. Now, also any residents who have traffic suggestions before this bridge closes can make those suggestions heard at a public meeting to be held Tuesday, July 26th. That meeting is scheduled for 1:30 p.m. at the SRQ Media Studio located on 1st Street in Sarasota. For now, live in Sarasota, I'm Adam Cellini. Scott and Haley, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Adam. The long-term plan for the future of Sarasota County is shaping up. The county is updating its comprehensive plan and held a public hearing today to get feedback from residents. The plan includes everything from roadways to development, historic preservation concerns, and public utilities. The county is looking at how to reach specific goals over the next 10 to 20 years.
It's important to the future of Sarasota County. This is the community's plan. These are the things that are important to the community and how we achieve those.
The county plans to submit the comprehensive plan to the state later this month. The county will then hold an adoption hearing in October.
An update now on a proposal that could alleviate traffic and parking congestion in the downtown Sarasota area. As we first reported in May, the city is looking into adding 9 electric vehicle shuttles. These shuttles would go within a mile radius of the downtown area. The 2-year pilot project would be paid for by the city's Community Redevelopment Agency. A representative for the city says the bidding process for the project will likely begin within the next couple of weeks. Afterwards, the proposed contract will go before the City Commission for final approval. There is now some serious discussion on returning paid parking back to downtown Sarasota. Coming up tonight at 7 on ABC 7, we'll take a closer look at what the city is looking to do. Downtown business owners and residents have mixed feelings about the possibility of parking meters being placed downtown once again.
I think it will affect our business a great load. People just don't want to come in there, park, put money in the meter, run in to grab their takeout, and then leave.
I think my business will go on with or without parking meters.
The downside is you have to keep looking at your watch when you're having your breakfast. You know, you worry about getting back to the parking meter. You have to get changed.
We'll have the full story on the push to bring back paid parking to Sarasota. That's tonight at 7 here on ABC 7.
And now it's time to get a check on our forecast and head over to John, who's in for Bob tonight.
Well, not much going on weather-wise across the area currently. We have just a few scattered showers in inland areas. Some moderate rain falling inland, but not much in the way of any heavy rain or problems, such as we had earlier when we had some very heavy rainfall. This little icon here of the broken tree, that's an indication of wind damage sustained by one thunderstorm that moved between Palmetto and Parrish today, producing gusty winds in excess of certainly 60 miles, perhaps even higher. Right now, local temperatures are warm, no doubt about it. 93 Sarasota, 89 in Venice, 85 Mayaca. In fact, thank you, Steve Newman, for creating this graphic that really tells the tale. This is heat index values across the state, and most everywhere is above 100. Sarasota right now coming in with a heat index of 107 degrees. Steamy, no doubt about it. That's the way the rest of the evening will be as well. Nighttime lows bottoming out near the 80-degree mark. Not much of a rain chance, but goodness my gracious, do stay hydrated as it will be warm for the next several days. In fact, we'll have that detailed forecast for you in just a minute. Back to you.
Thank you, John. A 3.5-year legal drama in South Africa is over. Today, a judge sentencing Oscar Pistorius to 6 years in prison for murdering his girlfriend. The double amputee runner had faced 15 years behind bars for shooting Reba Steenkamp. Investigators say Pistorius shot the 29-year-old model through a bathroom door at his home on Valentine's Day 3 years ago. In 2014, the sprinter known as Blade Runner was convicted of manslaughter and served a year in prison. But the Supreme Court of Appeals overturned the verdict last December and changed the charge to murder.
Amid growing public outrage over a deadly police shooting in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, family and city officials are calling for continued calm. The community will gather for a vigil tonight to remember the father of 5 shot and killed by police. The deadly confrontation was caught on camera, and a federal investigation is now underway.
He is 15 years old.
Overcome with emotion, 15-year-old Cameron Sterling broke down in front of the cameras.
As a mother, I have now been forced to raise a son who is going to remember what happened to his father.
His father, Alton Sterling, shot and killed by police. The takedown caught on cell phone video posted online showing officers, now identified as Blaine Salamone and Howie Lake II, appearing to wrestle with Sterling. Then opening fire.
They shot him? Oh my goodness.
Police say the officers were responding to a disturbance call.
The call came from someone who stated that a black male selling CDs and wearing a red sweatshirt threatened them with a gun.
According to a witness, Sterling did have a gun but did not reach for it, prompting hundreds to protest and the NAACP to demand an independent investigation.
There is body camera footage. That footage may not be as good as we hoped for.
Calling for the mayor and the police chief to resign.
I'm not retiring. I'm not resigning.
The chief vowing he isn't going anywhere and promising a thorough investigation.
The criminal case against Hillary Clinton is effectively over, but the political fallout is not dying down. House Republicans are announcing they've called FBI Director James Comey to testify before lawmakers tomorrow on the Bureau's investigation. Speaker Paul Ryan says he thinks the Director of National Intelligence should deny Clinton access to classified information during the course of the campaign.
I think it's the least we can do, given how she was so reckless in handling classified material and sending classified information on unsecure servers.
Meanwhile, Clinton's campaigning in New Jersey today in front of one of Donald Trump's closed casinos. She slammed his record as a casino owner. Trump tweeted this morning he made a lot of money in Atlantic City and left his businesses years ago. He blamed the problems there on politicians making mistakes that resulted in bankruptcies.
Still to come in your Suncoast News, 2 more Walmarts are planned for Sarasota County where those stores will be built.
Plus, hoverboards catching fire, the problems with the scooters that have led to a massive recall.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
Hurricane season is here, and Suncoast weather can go from this to this in seconds. So when severe weather threatens, count on the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7.
We're armed with the most advanced weather technology so that we can bring you storm warnings faster and with more detail than ever before.
Plus, we focus on the Suncoast and track storms right down to your neighborhood.
On air, online, and on your mobile device. Turn to the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7. We're here for you.
Discover the biggest savings of the year on some of America's favorite vehicles during the Drive and Discover event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Get America's best value, a new Grand Caravan for just $18,999 or a new Dodge Journey for just $16,999. Stop by today to shop the area's biggest selection of Ram trucks and save up to $8,000 on your new Ram. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
If you have a suspicion for harboring prostate cancer, we have a way of diagnosing by using an exquisite instrument called three-dimensional color flow power Doppler ultrasound. Using this system, we can identify abnormalities within the prostate that you could otherwise never detect. The Dottoli Cancer Center is the only center in the southeastern United States which has this technology. If you have prostate cancer, we will find it.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Almost 800 kids drown every year in the United States, according to Safe Kids Worldwide. 2/3 of these deaths happen in the months between May and August. ABC 7's Alex Redmond joins us now with more on how to keep your little ones safe. Alex.
That's right, Haley. Among preventable injuries, drowning is the leading cause of death for children 1 to 4 years old. But there are plenty of safety measures that parents can take. Safe Kids Worldwide has a warning for parents enjoying the water this summer. Stay alert. According to a new study from the organization, a leading factor in child drownings is a false sense of security among parents.
Parents believe that if a child is drowning, they'll hear them, but in fact, drowning is frequently silent.
The group recommends designating a water watcher.
You can do this for 15 minutes where you keep your eyes on all kids that are in the water at all times for your shift. And then you pass on the responsibility to another adult who's there.
Drowning can happen in as little as a minute, so make sure to stay close.
We want to encourage all parents, particularly parents of young children, to be within an arm's reach of their child.
And don't think because there's a lifeguard on duty, you can let your guard down.
Now, lifeguards are there to make sure that the rules are followed. They're there to scan, to rescue, to resuscitate, but not to become a babysitter or to supervise children.
More than half of all swimming pool drownings among young children could be prevented by four-sided fencing that separates the pool from the house and the yard. And of course, make sure that your kids always wear life jackets while swimming in the Gulf or other bodies of water. Back to you, Haley.
Thank you, Alex. Great reminders, especially on these hot days when we all want to seek out the swimming pool, John.
Absolutely. Rip currents across the Suncoast, a bigger threat really than tropical systems for the most part. So Good advice there. 94 degrees, our temperature today, our high temperature today. Wow, was that hot, because the relative humidity was so high as well, coming in at about 60%. So with that 60% added on to that temperature of 94, you had a feels like temperature of about 110 degrees because of your body's inability to sweat and cool itself. So really, really warm afternoon conditions. 90 is the average, so we were well above the average again today. It's been a trend, and we'll continue on right straight into the weekend. The record was 96. We didn't quite get there, but we got pretty close. In fact, the morning low warm, put it another way, the morning warm temperature record was broken in Tampa today, if that makes sense. It was so warm that it broke a record for morning temperatures in Tampa. Also, it broke a record yesterday in Fort Myers for the same thing. So just warm conditions everywhere. 93 degrees the air temperature currently, with a dew point of 77. Southwest wind continues to pump moisture across the Suncoast. Big thunderstorms rumbled across parts of the Suncoast today, but boy, were they isolated. But where they did bloom, they were pretty big, and they produced a lot of rainfall, produced some gusty winds as well, as you heard earlier in the newscast. This one that flared up right there caused some wind gusts, according to Doppler radar estimates that I looked at earlier today, of about 74, 75 miles per hour. So some very strong gusts, probably a wet microburst. And it toppled a few tractor trailers, as well as taking down some palm trees. So some significant damage caused by gusty winds accompanying one pulse thunderstorm. Now we've got some showers that are in the process of decaying across the area, and really I think that's the last hurrah for tonight. Don't see much in the way of rainfall chances. High pressure centered right over us, basically providing us with light and variable winds, allowing the sea breeze to move far inland and carry the showers with it. Also allowing for the air to kind of pool at the surface. So consequently, when that warm air gets hot with contact to the hot land, why, then you get the kind of temperatures we're talking about. Plus, the compressional effect of that high pressure ridge and the sinking air, all adding up together to bring us these just really warm conditions. Not much in the way of a rainfall forecast tomorrow either. I think it'll look a lot like it does today. Warm afternoons, light and variable winds with the sea breeze starting fairly early on in the afternoon. A bit of a dry spell continuing on into the weekend. We had some dry air aloft, a little puddle to the north of us and back to the east of us, a lot of dry air as well. And I think some of that filtering down to the surface helped to contribute to those gusty winds that we saw accompanying the one thunderstorm today. And the RPM computer model shows again tomorrow thunderstorms will be mostly in inland areas. Same thing again on Thursday and Friday. Maybe a few more storms working their way back toward the coastline as we head into next work week. But certainly I think the trend that we saw today will carry right on through the weekend. West wind coming in about 10 knots through the evening hours. Tomorrow, southeast switching to the west with those variable winds. And the rain chance holds at about 20% for the next several days with really warm afternoon temperatures. Back to you.
Thank you, John. Now to Suncoast Traffic Watch. No accidents right now, but I-75 is still backed up in the northbound lanes from just past the Fruitville Road exit north all the way to the Ellenton area.
A major recall involving 500,000 hoverboards. The recall is in response to reports that dozens of the popular scooters have burst into flames. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says it's received 99 reports that the battery packs in these two-wheeled motorized scooters caught on fire or even exploded. The fires caused burns and property damage. The hoverboards were made by 10 different companies, including Swagway and Keenford. They were sold nationwide from June 2015 to May of this year for between $350 and $900.
2 more Walmart stores are in the works for the Suncoast, one on Clark Road in South Sarasota County, the other at University Parkway and Lockwood Ridge Road. A Walmart neighborhood market is planned for the Palmer Crossing Shopping Plaza on Clark Road. The store will be open 24 hours a day and will include a full pharmacy, groceries, and a free store pickup service. It will employ up to 50 full-time and part-time associates. A Walmart beer, wine, and spirit store will be built at University and Lockwood Ridge. That store will employ up to 10 full-time and part-time positions. Ground was broken for both projects last month.
More shopping options.
More options is good. Yeah.
Entertainment news is next. Stay with us.
At ABC7, our entire weathercast is dedicated to the Suncoast, and now we bring it to you like never before with the all-new official Suncoast forecast. Beach and boating forecast. The winds will be out of the northwest at 10 knots.
Now, with the most advanced graphics and technology, we bring you weather where you live, pinpointing right down to your neighborhood. Zooming into the Sarasota Bayfront,
The all-new official Suncoast forecast, only on ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
On the Suncoast.
And across America, the news you care about
is on your Suncoast News at 5.
and ABC World News Tonight at 6:30.
People you trust. Scott Dennis, Haley Wilkes, David Muir.
First, the Suncoast.
And then the world.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
That's Chuck, proud homeowner, regular do-it-yourselfer. Today he's attempting an electrical repair. This is Pablo. He's an electrician with Mr. Sparky. How's he doing, Pablo?
Terrible, Mike.
Yeah. What Chuck doesn't realize is that almost 68,000 home fires are caused every year by electrical problems.
What?
If he doesn't have the proper tools and training, he's liable to start the next one.
Little help here!
That's what I'm talking about.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
You might want to write that number down.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Looks like we're getting another new neighbor.
Now you could be the millionaire next door. Play Monopoly Florida Edition scratch-off games with a top prize of $5 million. The Florida Lottery. Just imagine.
Well, rapper Snoop Dogg, he'll be headlining for the DNC.
The rapper will headline the Democratic National Convention's Unity Party for donors in Philadelphia. The Senate Majority PAC sent the announcement in a statement to Billboard Tuesday. The West Coast rapper has endorsed Hillary Clinton. The fundraiser will take place at Philadelphia's Electric Factory on July 28th and will also feature the rock band Los Lobos.
Some of the biggest names in music are part of a special tribute song for Orlando victims. Britney Spears, Jennifer Lopez, and Mary J. Blige are featured on the song called Hands. It was released today on iTunes. The song also includes Selena Gomez, Imagine Dragons, Meghan Trainor, Gwen Stefani, and many others. Sales from the song will benefit the Equality Florida Pulse Victims Fund, the LGBT Community Center of Central Florida, and GLAAD.
You can catch the mayor of Bradenton Beach on Netflix tomorrow night. The mayor, Bill Sharon, is appearing on the show Chelsea with host Chelsea Handler. Sharon is talking about the controversial election when he beat Jack Clark for the mayor position. Last November, Sharon and Clark received the same number of votes, so the election was determined in a card draw. Sharon won by pulling out a higher card than Clark. The interview was filmed in mid-March. Clark turned down an offer to participate in this interview.
One of the stranger stories of the past
year. Yes, and we had him on the 7 o'clock newscast last week, and he said he's going to appear in another upcoming piece on CNN. So
Wow.
he's a popular guy.
Yeah, I guess so. Stay with us. More news right ahead.
On your TV, on your computer, on your camera, on your smartphone, on your Apple Watch. And now you can get ABC7, your Suncoast News on Roku. Just go to mysuncoast.com and click on the mobile tab for a list of fast and free downloads that deliver ABC7, your Suncoast News on the go.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
Thanks to my volunteer, I am a better eater.
Thanks to my volunteer, math seems simple now.
Thanks to my volunteer, I discovered new career goals.
I'm a volunteer for Sarasota County Schools, so I know I can make a difference. And you can too. Give an hour, change a life.